Hey y'all, you'll be working throughout the semester in Google Docs, and so I will give you feedback. Your TAs will give you feedback, and so how this works is we're going to use the Google editing function. So there's different options. I'm going to put it on suggestions, and so what will happen is your TA or I or both of us will put this on suggestions and then go through and add potentially edits or maybe just comments. And what you should do with that is accept changes and address comments. So for example, this paper, Academic Motivation, is the name of it. The title should be bold, so I might put that in bold. And then it turns green, which just means that that's been edited. And so you can see here, if you look over here, this will show up as you can either accept the suggestion, which will accept that it is now bold. You can also reject it, which is not recommended. But if you want to reject it, you feel like that's the right thing to do, you can do that. Another thing I might do is add a comment. So I might say, here's a comment, and this should be bold. So if I put a comment there, if it's something that is only going to need to be addressed once, like the title, then of course you can just go ahead and resolve it. You can also add notes. I'm not always going to see the notes just because I have a lot of you, and so I'm not going to go back through your documents. But you can add notes to yourself. That's always something you can do, but you should resolve it when you're done. So I'm going to resolve that because it's now been addressed. So one of the places that you'll see a lot of edits that you should address throughout would be something like this, where Malloch et al. Found something, and you can see that there's a period missing here. So for APA style, you should have period missing after the et al. And then I'll put a note, oops, I'll put a note and say apply throughout. I would strongly recommend that you not accept this until you go through and check all of your um, all of your references throughout, all of your citations throughout your paper, and make sure that you're addressing that issue. So I'm not going to comment on the same issue multiple times. I'm going to comment on it once, and I'll say something like apply throughout. If it's something like grammar, so for example, this is misspelled, I would just highlight this and say check spelling. And I have mine set so that it shows me when there's an incorrect spelling. If yours isn't set that way, you can always go to Tools and go to Spelling and Grammar and then do Spelling and Grammar check. You can also set it to show spelling and grammar suggestions here, which is what I have it set up as. So then here's another one, even though Maylock and colleagues, so like this should be an and. Again, I might just type and there, and then I might even add a note like apply throughout. The ampersand is the and sign should only be used in parenthetical citations. Not type even when I'm making videos, parenthetical citations, or on the reference page. Really watching me type, so I just can't do it. All right, so that's my recommendation when you get my feedback is that you go through, only check them off when you've applied that throughout. And so this is something where you should apply these changes, whether it's a draft for the final paper or you're working on your method section, you should address any suggestions and questions. And again, if I made an actual change using the suggestions function, you should accept it, but make sure that you address that throughout. So that's all I wanted to show you in this video. But there are plenty of other videos on formatting in Google Docs, so you can always look at YouTube for that. All right, good luck with your paper.